Now I will be testing my objectives. The first objective is that I should have a main menu with options for signing or playing a new game, viewing the start space or exiting. Now I will be testing that. Alright. So the first test is to click on the button Enter Game and the main menu should be shown. So I will do that. In just a second. Right. As expected, the main menu form has come up. The next step is to click on the authentication button, which should cause the sign up button and the login button to become visible to me. Then I will click on the sign up button, which should cause the sign up form to appear, and the previous main menu form will be hidden from me so I can sign up. The next step is to click on Activate Library, which should cause the Library button, Activate Start Space button, and Game Setup button to become visible. I will click on the Game Setup button, which should cause the form to transition to the Customization form so I can set up my game. Now I will click on Activate Library, which should cause the Library button, Activate Start Space button, and Game Setup button to become visible. I'll click on Activate Start Space button, which should cause the Start Space button to become enabled to me. Now click on the Start Space button, which should cause the form to transition to the Start Space form. And I'll click on Generate Top 5 Highest Scorers button, which should cause the top 5 of the highest scoring players to be displayed in the box. with their corresponding scores in descending order of magnitude of scores. I'll click on the Quit Bio Draw button, and the message box showing a goodbye message should be shown. And when the OK button on that message box is clicked, the form should transition to the home screen form. Right. The next objective to be tested is questions based on different topics from the AQA A-Level Biology, inspired by the specification and saved in a CSV file. So as you can see, this is where the CSV file is. And we can see these questions based off of the AQA A-Level Biology specification. The next objective to be met is options for various levels of complexities for topical questions, and with each corresponding increments in score. The levels of complexities will be easy, moderate, and hard. The levels at which the user has previously played at will be kept track of by being updated in files specific to each user. So I will sign up as a new user, and I will go to the levels customization form, and I'll play at an easy level, untimed. I should play and get all the questions right. And there will be 7 questions asked, so I'll draw an elephant. And when I finish, the message box should tell me that I've scored 21. Next, should be able to go on to play a moderate level untimed game now. I'll get all the questions correct again, and I should have a message box telling me that I've scored 42 when I finish. Now I should be able to go on to play a hard level untimed game. I'll get all the questions correct again, and when I finish, a message box should appear telling me that I've scored 63. Now I'll click on the library button. The form should transition from the main menu form to the library form. I'll click on the player scores and rounds button, and the message box showing you can now view your previous drawing starting from the most recent should appear. When the OK up button on that message box is clicked, the form should transition from the library form to the player scores and rounds form, with a box showing information on my most recent successful round, including the level it was played at, and a picture box at the bottom showing the drawing I completed in that round. So it should show me an elephant in the picture box. It should show me information about my hard level game and that my score was 63 and things like that. So when I click on next, it should then show me medium with my score of 42. And when I click next, it should then show me easy with my score of 21. And it does. It shows me that the game was hard. It shows me that my score was 63. I drew an elephant. It shows me that the game was moderate, and it shows me my score was 42. It shows me the game was easy. It shows me my score was 21. And now I have reached the end. The next objective is a scoring system for each question answered correctly. There will be a subroutine for determining the score using an integer input depending on the level played at, and for timed games, the time interval it falls into will play a role in assigning the score. Each correct question on the first try of an easy level on timed game is 3 points. Each correct question on the second try of an easy level on timed game is 2 points. Each correct question on the third try of an easy level on timed game is 1 point. The scoring can be scaled depending on the time spent with a timed game and the level played. A question wrong after all tries is a score of 0. The user can only have 3 attempts for each question. So I'll put a breakpoint that shows what my score is. So now I'm going to test my score for different scenarios. I'm going to do it in a timed game. And I'm going to start with answering the question correctly on the first try in 19 seconds. And my score should be 9. Hold on, I was supposed to play at an easy level. Yeah, so that wouldn't work. I will change it to an easy level game. But everything else is still the same, and I still expect a score of 9. So as you can see, my score is 1 times 3 times 3, which is 9. So now I'll answer on the second try at 19 seconds, and I expect a score of 6. Now this time my score is 1 times 2 times 3, which is 6. Right, now I'm going to answer it on the third try. Correctly, I mean. And I expect a score of 3. Now my score is 1 times 1 times 3, which is 3. Alright, now I'm going to answer it in 21 seconds on the first try, and I'm expecting a score of 6. My score is 1 times 3 times 2, which is 6. I will answer in 21 seconds again in 2 tries this time. And I'm expecting a score of 4. Now my score is 1 times 2 times 2, which is 4. I answered 21 seconds, but on 3 tries. I'm expecting a score of 2. My score is 1 times 1 times 2, which is 2. Right, now I'm going to answer at 41 seconds under 1 try, and I'm expecting a score of 3. My score is 1 times 3 times 1, which is 3. I'll answer in 41 seconds again, but under 2 tries. So I'm expecting a score of 2. My score is 1 times 2 times 1, which is 2. I'll answer in 41 seconds again, but with 3 tries, I'm expecting a score of 1. Now my score is 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1. Now I'm going to let me run out of time, and I am expecting it to tell me that I have run out of time and my score is 0. So it should run all the way to 60. And that is exactly what happened. The next objective is saving of the user's data of how they perform each time they play the game. This will be while the program is running. The only scores that are taken into account are those obtained when the player finishes the game. So I'm going to finish this game successfully. I can remove the breakpoints now. Now I expect my data to be saved on this game. Right. So my score is 180. My name is Kokos. I drew a bicycle. This was a timed game and it was on the easy level. So those are the information I expect to see when I view my previous data. And that is the information that is shown. Score of 180, game version timed, level easy. My name was Kokos and I drew a bicycle and it shows the bicycle that I drew there. Now, I am going to play an unsuccessful game and I don't expect any information on this to be saved. I'll do it with a different drawing just in case. I'll draw a panda. So I was unsuccessful in this game, so I don't expect my data on this game to be saved. So the last data should still be the same as it was before. It should still be the bicycle with the timed game. And that is exactly what it is. Now the next objective is that a user can view the earlier drawings and scores as soon as they progress to a second game. The only drawings that are available for viewing are those that were successfully and fully completed. So I'm going to play two games with two different drawings and I expect them both to be shown. I will draw a whale. All right. Now I will do another game with a different drawing. Alright, so I should be able to see those two. I should see the tree, because it was the most recent one, and I should be able to see the whale. Now I'm going to try with an unsuccessful game, and I should not see the drawing here. Again, it has to be, and I'm going to use a different drawing this time. I'm going to make it an elephant this time. And this will be unsuccessful, so I don't expect to see an elephant. Right, so I was unsuccessful. So like I said, I do not expect to see an elephant. And sure enough, the elephant is not shown. The next objective is that you can choose which of bicycle, panda, tree, elephant, or whale you want to draw with the game. The different stages of progression for each image, so the bicycle, panda, tree, elephant, and whale, will be stored using an array of images. So to test this, I will just try drawing the game with different ones, and the one I select is the one that will be drawn in the game. I'll just pick any at random. So for instance, if I click on bicycle, when I begin, as you can see, it's the bicycle that is started, and it's the bicycle that will be drawn in this game. Whereas if I click on elephant, same again, it's an elephant that is started, and it's an elephant that will be drawn in this game. The next objective is that the topics with the most questions featured in the game will be the four most interesting ones in specification, based on the outcome of the questionnaire with the AQA level biology students or potential end users, and the outcome of an interview for insights from a teacher. Now, those four topics are biological molecules, energy transfers, and the two last genetic topics in biology, so genetics and variation and gene expression control. So I'm going to play this game. I'm just going to continue it, and the topics here will be that. Like this topic, for instance, is based off as energy transfers, which is one of them. This is a synoptic question. This topic is also based off of energy transfers. This is also based off of energy transfers. This is based off of biological molecules. This is also based off of energy transfers. This is based off of genetics and variation. This is a synoptic question. This is based off of energy transfers. This is also based off of energy transfers. And that's the synoptic question. That's biological molecules. And that is controlling gene expression. So as you can see, all four topics have been featured. That's also based off of controlling gene expression. The next objective to be met is that on the base level, the user should be able to have the username and other relevant details recorded for the performance library and play the game by choosing a drawing, answering multiple choice questions where they select which option they think is correct, and progressing if they are correct or declining if they are incorrect, and the question stopping when their drawing is finished. Right, so we are going to test all that. First off, as you can see, my username and email address is recorded for the performance library. Now I'm going to play the game and I will choose a drawing, and that drawing I choose will be the drawing that will be drawn in the game. So I'll choose panda, and in the game, a panda will be drawn. So as you can see, if I select the correct option, which is this one, my drawing progresses. But if I click on the wrong option, for instance, my drawing declines back. So that objective has been met. And once the entire panda has been drawn, the question should stop being asked. Right, my panda is finished now and no more questions are being asked. The next objective to be met is once the drawing is finished, the game ends and the user will click the button finish, which will cause the button end to be made visible. Right. But in unsuccessful games, the button end will not be made visible. So I'm going to play a successful game and I expect finish and end to come at the end. So finish is enabled and end is made visible. This is a successful game. At the end should be made visible. And finish should be enabled. Because currently it's disabled. Now, finish is enabled. And end is made visible. Now I'll play an unsuccessful game. Right. And now end will not be made visible. And end was not made visible. The next objective is there will be a large total number of biology questions that can be asked in the game. As you can see, if we go back to the TSV file, there is a large total number of questions in here. The next objective is lists of different data types will be used at various points for different purposes. The program will have multiple forms and more than one of these will have a list used at least once. Each user's information will be separated with a demarcation, so this can help checking the data inputted against what the user has stored as username and password. The list will be involved in the process of changing the user's username, password, or email address. The list will be used when they're changing a specific line in a file is needed. as I need to retrieve all the lines as a list of strings, change the line in the correct position in the list, and then write each string in the list back to the file, ensuring that I write the first line where it overwrites the file, and the rest all the remaining lines without it overwriting the file. Right, so the test for that one. So first of all, I should be able to, when I set up my game, click on that. If I select to name the player randomly, and then suddenly change my mind and decide to name the player myself, the most recent one that I selected, which is naming the player myself, is what should come up. So in the game, the name of the player that I put in should come up. Sure enough, that was what came up. It was not named randomly, it took my name. Next, I will test that the game has multiple forms. So I'm going to go from the home screen to the main menu, to the sign up, back to the main menu, to the username login, to the password login, to back to the main menu, to the library, to the prizes, back to the library, back to the main menu, back to the customization, to the player customization, back to the customization, to the levels customization, to the picture customization, to the play game, and back to the main menu. So if all 18 destinations are visited successfully in order, then this test has passed. So that's what we are going to do now. Right, so I'm going to go back to the home screen. But first I will log out. Okay, so I'm in the home screen. It takes me to the main menu. It takes me to the sign up. So I'm going to sign up. It takes me back to the main menu. It takes me to the username login. It takes me to the password login. It takes me back to the main menu. It takes me to the library. It takes me to the prizes. It takes me back to the library and back to the main menu, to the customization, to the player customization, back to the customization, to the levels customization, to the picture customization, to the play game, and back to the main menu. All right. So now I'm going to change my details, but I've used defensive programming, so I am going to test all ramifications of that. So first I'm going to change my username to one that's already existing. Let me try other stuff. Alright. Now if I go to my profile, it will show my current profile and hide it. Right. The next objective is to use a sorting algorithm to display the top 5 highest scorers in StatsSpace. As you can see, that objective works. The next objective is that the user can view the previous questions they have answered at any point in the game but not be able to progress without return to the current question, provided they have answered at least 2 questions so far. Alright. So testing for it. First off, I'm going to play a game, as you might have guessed. So I'm going to progress a good way into the game, and I'm going to show that I can view my previous questions. I'm going to have to buy a skip before this test can be carried out properly. To be safe, let's buy more skips. Alright. So I have 4 skips. Now back to the game. Okay, so if I get it right, the back button is enabled. But if I get it wrong, The back button is still disabled. I have to get it right for it to be enabled. Now I'm going to skip a question. This question is, which of these is not an advantage of genome projects? And I'm going to skip it. Now using the back button, it will still show me that question I skipped. Which of these is not an advantage of genome projects? And I can go back all the way to the beginning. Now with the forwards question, I can come forwards all the way back to the front. Now, at the second you click back, you can click forwards to see your forward question. Right, the test has been done now. The next objective is that I need to use a mathematical calculation to assign the score for each question. Okay, so once again, I'm going to try different score scenarios. Now I'm going to put a breakpoint in the score. Right. The first off, I am going to play at this easy level, untimed. Right, so when I get it right in the first try, the breakpoint does not seem to be working. Right, I'll try that again. Breakpoint is still not working. Okay, maybe here. Breakpoints are just not working now for some reason. I don't know why. Without the breakpoints, I can't trace my score. Unless... Alright, I know what I can do. I can do this. That should work. So my score should show up there. And I've answered this question on the first try, so my score should be 3. My score is not showing up, I don't know why. It must not be updating my changes. Let me try with this. Alright, let's try it now. Yes, I answered the question correctly on the first try and my score is 3, just like it should be. Now I'll answer this correctly on the second try and my score should be 2. And my score is 2. Now I will answer it correctly on the third try and my score should be 1. And my score is 1. And I will get them all wrong and my score should be 0. And it shows me my score is 0. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing but in a moderate level game. Now I'll answer a question correctly on first try and my score should be 6. And my score is 6. So that works. Now I will try it in a hard level game. My score should be 9 and my score is 9. Now I will try it for a hard level timed game. I will answer it in the first try within 19 seconds and my score should be 27. And my score is 27. Now I'll answer this one correctly on the first try but in 20 seconds and my score should be 18. And my score is 18. I will answer this one correctly too but in 40 seconds, so my score should be 9. And my score is 9. Now I will wait for this one to run out of time and it will tell me that my score is 0. and it shows me my score is 0. It also shows me here that my score is 0. Right. The next objective is use object-oriented programming to code the plane of the game so it can account for the different customizations more effectively. Right, so I'm going to play an untimed easy level game where an elephant is drawn and my player is named randomly. And I will show you the impact of the OOP on that. I can check whether I can add a breakpoint. Alright, I can. So we're playing an untimed easy level game, playing and drawing an elephant, naming randomly. Alright. So you can see quite a couple of things. First off, timer shown is false because it's untimed. And each question shows that the level is easy because it's an easy level game. And it shows the picture done is elephants because an elephant is being drawn. It also shows that my name has been randomly named to Oriza. And I currently have 3 skips and 0 eliminates 2 incorrect options, so I expect to see those on the form. Sure enough, the timer is not visible. My name is Oriza. An elephant is being drawn. And if I were to click on Use Tools, I can see that I have 3 skips and 0 eliminates 2 incorrect options. Now I'll play a timed easy level game drawing a bicycle and name myself map 3A. So now timer shown is true because the game is timed. And if you look at the question, it still shows the level as being easy. And it shows that I am drawing a bicycle. It shows my name as map 3A because that's what I named it as, and that should be also shown on the form. And it is shown on the form. The timer is visible, a bicycle is being drawn, and my name is map 3A. Next, I will draw an untimed moderate level game where a whale is drawn and name myself map 3B. So as we can see this time, timer shown is false because it's an untimed game. The picture done is a whale. And if you look at one of the questions, it now shows the level as moderate. It also shows me here my name is map 3B. And that is shown on the form as well. And here you can see the starting of the drawing of a whale. Right, so for the final one, I will draw a timed hard level game and draw a tree. I will name a player randomly. Right, timer shown is true, because the game is timed and a tree is being drawn. And if you look at one of the questions, it now shows the level as hard. It shows my name as randomly being named to Cocos. And that is also the name on the form. We can see that the timer is visible here as well. And if you scroll down, you can see the roots just barely being started to be drawn off the tree. Right, this should be the final objective. Yes, this is the final objective. There should be a question class and game class where, depending on what level the user chooses to play from, question objects of questions specific to that level are generated at the start of the game and added to a list helped by a game object. Alright, so the test for this. Right, so first off, I will click the button begin, then click the button next question. Click again after answering the question in the first try in less than 20 seconds. So that means this is going to be a timed game. Tries should be 1, and I should progress. Right, so the breakpoints, where should they be? The breakpoint should be at the point of score allocation. As soon as I try it. Yeah. Yeah, might be a good place to put it. Where's the best place to put it? Right. I'm sure there's a reset tries or reset tries. Alright, here's a good place to put it then. This is in game handling. I think here's a good place to put the breakpoint. Alright. So I'm going to begin the game, and you're going to see how things are going to change. So I'll answer this right in the first immediately, and you can see quite a lot of things. So you can see that it took me 1 try for this question. You can see the question, the clue, the different options, which are the same one that we just saw on the form. We can see my name, Cocos. You can see my question scores, and as you can see, my score is 27 for that question. And we can see that the stage is now 3 because my drawing has progressed. Right, I'm going to answer this one. I'm going to answer some more correctly just so I can make enough progress. Right, the game should be able to show current count. Yeah, count is 5, so that shows that this is the 5th. The next question will be the 5th question to ask. I'm on stage 7 because my drawing has progressed a lot. And then here you can see my scores for each question. So far, I've gotten 27 in all of them because I've answered them all correctly on the first try and in less than 20 seconds. But this one now, I'm going to take 2 tries, and you should be able to see my number of tries. Right. For this current question, as you can see, my tries is 2. And you can also see I've been winning points for each question. I've been getting right on the first try, but I didn't answer this one right on the first try, so I didn't win any points for this question. And my score for this question was instead 18. So you can see how that's changing. Also, my stage went back and came back again, but this time I'm just going to get all of them wrong, so you can see how low my stage can go. This stage shows how far the drawing has progressed, by the way. Alright, so you can see my stage is now 4 because my drawing has really declined all the way back. Now, this time I'm going to use some of my tools, but first I need to make my progress back up. I won't be able to use the eliminate 2 incorrect options because I don't have any, and I don't have any points to buy them yet. So I will just use the skip and show how it is updated on the form. Right. So I'm going to use skip. And we can see now that my skip has now been updated to having 2 instead. If I continue, it's also showing here that it's 2. If I hit it again, it will become 1. As predicted, my skip is now just 1 left. Alright. I will now going to finish the question normally. No, it doesn't show the time shown. Right, I am now done. So I should be able to see those points that I've been accumulating come back in my prizes. And sure enough, they have been updated here. I now have 173 extra. Also, I should be able to go to that space. I think I've accumulated enough points to move up the leaderboard. And I have a score of 689, so I am now on the leaderboard. Alright. So that is me done for testing, and that is to show that all of my objectives have been met. Now I will exit the library, log out, quit BioDraw, and exit. And I'll stop the program.